Well, good afternoon, guys, and welcome to Marty the Mad Magpie's channel once again. And with the international break being on, obviously England in action tonight, just want to touch on the current situation at Newcastle United. Obviously, I know a lot of you have got some really good comments on the situation with the football club, how it's being run, the management structure, everything like that. So I'm here just to give my straight to the point opinion on the current situation at St James's Park. And like I say, guys, if you want to see more of my videos, then you're welcome to subscribe to my channel just in the bottom right hand corner there. And please feel free to leave a comment. It'll be great to hear from you. What do you think of the situation at St James's Park at this moment in time? But let me just kick off with Newcastle United's start to the season. It hasn't been great, and a lot of the blame for that does lie at the manager's door. I do stress that quite forcefully, because it doesn't really matter who the owner is and how much money that he gives a manager. If a manager is any good, and believe me, we've seen some great managers over the years. Not just in Newcastle, all over the country. We've seen some fantastic managers doing things on a shoestring. And, Steve Bruce has spent quite a bit of money. And it just hasn't worked out for him. But as far as Mike Ashley is concerned, the guy at the top, he's basically pleading poverty to the people of the UK, of the world, that he's feeling the pinch of the COVID pandemic, and he's feeling really, really hit hard in the pocket because of that. But I mean, the thing is, guys, this guy, he did on deadline day, said he wouldn't match the wages for Hamza Chowdhury coming in from Leicester. And apparently he wouldn't pay apparently £1 million loan fee, and this is a man who I'm going to get to in a minute. This is a man who's he's got over 2 billion that we know about, and he's still making money because his shops are still open and his online shop is open. So the man is making money. And plus, he's got other business investments as well, which are making him money. But here's the thing, if this was somebody who has their own business and who was really affected by the pandemic, there are a couple of people who I know who have their own businesses and they're really feeling the pinch at this moment in time. They really are, and that is hitting them hard. But they're not billionaires. They're not millionaires. They're nowhere near that at all. These people who I know are just happy to pay their bills and put a meal on the table every night, and that to me is proper real hard working business people. But this man here, he sat there on a fortune of 2 billion. That's what we know about as supporters. We know about that, but what we don't know is how much more he's got. And this man is basically wanting Newcastle United to run as a self-sufficiency club. But if he wants that to happen, then he's got to put a bit in to get a bit out. He has got to, but he reckons that he has put a lot of money in, and he's getting no return for it. Well, that's the biggest load of bollocks I've ever heard in my life, Mike. Because you haven't put loads in. I could understand, and this is a good point here, I could understand if he said to Steve Bruce when he first came in, right, Steve, there's some money, there's 100 million, which I know he wouldn't, but let's just say he did. There's 100 million on the table. I want you to go and get us a top 6 finish, or I want a trophy. And you've got 2 years to get that. And if you don't get it within 2 years, I'll sack you and I'll get somebody else in to do the job. So he would have the chance to go out and get some quality players in. But getting back to like Steve Bruce now, this man he's blaming it all on Mike Ashley, and he's blaming it on Lee Charnley. And I mean, Lee Charnley, no bugger knows where he is at this moment in time. Has he been let go by Mike Ashley? Is he working behind the scenes? Way behind the scenes. We don't know. But in terms of Newcastle United's ownership and the manager, I mean, get Steve Bruce. I mean, let's face it. I mean, it was a point made to me last night about Steve Bruce. The man is a multi-millionaire on his own. He's got millions in the bank. And he's looking at the possibility of keeping going at Newcastle United. But if this man had any decency at all, he can whinge and whine about the ownership of the club as much as he likes till the cows come home. But if he's not going to do the decent thing and just say, hey, I've had enough of this. I've had enough of this bollocks. I'm walking away. Because if he did that, I think a lot of Newcastle fans would respect him for that. And they would say, hey, Steve, well done you've done that. But of course, Newcastle fans are looking at Steve Bruce and think, well, hang on a minute. You're keeping this job. You want to keep this job at Newcastle because there's no way Mike Ashley's going to sack him. Not unless he really, really needs to. He's keeping the job because he knows that if he doesn't succeed in this job and if he walks away from this job, he's not going to get another Premier League job. No chance. Not a chance. Not unless he goes down into the Championship and brings a team up into the Premier League. That's the only way he's going to be able to manage in the Premier League again. So you look at that and you think, well, when you have had the chance to bring players in, Steve, I mean, he's never once asked the fans, what do you think we need? Or anything like that. What do you want? And, time after time, people have said to me, Martin, what do you think we need? And I've said for ages, I said, well, we need somebody strong at the back. Because the defenders we've got now, pretty mediocre. The only one that really stands out for me is Federico Fernandez. He's the only one that really stands out for me in centre-back pairing. Emil Kraft, I just think he's a waste of time. Jamal Lewis isn't being given a chance. Paul Dummett obviously injured, but when he comes in, he's fantastic. Jamal Lascelles, waste of space. So, need a strong defender. Didn't bring it in. That's the way it is. That's, Steve Bruce. And it always seems to be, we need a striker, Steve. We brought Callum Wilson in, but he can't do it on his own. We've got Dwight Gale there. The man doesn't play him. And you can't really class Miggy Almer on as a striker because the man just, a breath of wind would knock him over, And then, of course, Alan St. Maximin, you've got to play him on the left because if you don't play him on the left, you've got no bugger else there to play. Matt Ritchie can play there. But again, Matt Ritchie, you can play him on the right as well. So there's the problem that you've got. I mean, put Maxi up front, but would Maxi feel comfortable with that? I don't know, maybe. But the problem we've got is that time after time after time we've said, Steve, we need a decent centre-back, and he's brought in a fucking midfielder. Right? We need a strong striker, brings in a midfielder. He's got this fascination with midfield. And left back and right back, he's got this fascination. And the problem that we've got here is Mike Ashley is refusing to release any more money to the club. That's understandable. Because as he says, he's feeling the crunch. Of course he is. But aren't we all, mate? Come on. But anyway, he refuses to get some money. So Steve Bruce just thinks, well, that's the way of it. But then he's whinging to the press about it. He's saying, I'm not happy in this, that and the other. But if it was me, I'd be banging on Mike's door and I'd be saying, hey, pal, I need some money here. If you want me to run this club properly, you're one of your business investments. I need some dough to get some players in. But then it comes back to Mike Ashley sitting at the top there. I mean, I don't know the way the guy thinks. As a businessman, I'm no doubt, sound mind, great business brain. But let's just think about, put myself in the mind of Mike Ashley for a second. He could be sitting at the top there thinking, well, I don't really trust this guy, Bruce. I don't trust him. I've given him some money before, and he hasn't really spent it well. But if that's the case, Mike, then why the hell are you bothering with him? Do you know, if this was one of the managers in one of your shops and he wasn't doing his job properly, you'd kick his arse. Do you know what I mean? You'd kick his arse from here to bloody London. he'd be out the door. It's as simple as that. And, you know, all Newcastle fans have asked for over the years from Mike Ashley is just a bit of enthusiasm. We know when he first came up, he was wearing the shirt and he was having a few drinks down the big market with the fans, you know, and he was really involved in it. And we thought, he's got to get bitten by the bug here. He needs to get bitten by the bug. But he didn't. He didn't do it. And that's the problem. And I don't know whether it was, I don't know whether somebody said something to him at a game or which said something to his family when they were at the game or something like that, which is totally out of order. Do you know what I mean? If you want to get at somebody, you get at him personally. You don't get at his family. That's totally out of order. But then he just thought, nah, I'm not having this. I'm just going to get money, put a little bit of money in, but I'm going to take a lot out. And I suppose Mike Ashley's looking at this similar to a guy who runs like a fruit machine company, or bandits as they call them now. People put money in, he takes it out. He puts a bit of money in to get new machines, but then he just gets the take and gets the winnings at the end of it. And I think that's what it's all about. Me personally, I think he just likes to do that. Put a little bit of money in, but then take money out. But sorry, Mike, that's not a way to run a football club. But I can't tell this man how to run a business. I can't tell him how to run a business because I'm not a businessman. He's got more on me than that, and he knows he's got a great business brain. But in terms of running a football club, he just hasn't got the enthusiasm and he hasn't got the desire to take the club forward. So the current situation at the minute is we've got a crop of players there. We've got some great professionals, but we've also got a lot of mediocre players. And that the problem is that teams are coming up against Newcastle now and thinking, well, we just have to do this, we have to do that, and they'll collapse. And that's exactly what it is. And the problem is with Steve Bruce, he's got no plan B. No plan B. Something goes wrong. It's not like Bobby Robson or like Brian Clough down the years, Howard Kendall, Sir Alex Ferguson, Bob Paisley, Bill Shankly, all these great managers. It's not like them. Even Pep Guardiola, Jose Mourinho, the list goes on. With these people, if something's not going well, better change this, better sort it out. Half time, you're 1-0 down, we better change this. They come out the second half, they win 2-3-1. They change things. Steve Bruce hasn't got that. And Graham Jones is there trying to tell players, do this, do that. But it doesn't seem to be registering. And maybe he's, in the defence of Graham Jones, is Steve Bruce giving him that opportunity to go and say to the players, look, do this, do that, do the other. And I think, personally, Steve Bruce has said to him, look, I'm the gaffer, I'll do that. But that's fine, Steve. But if you've got no plan B, what can you do? So basically, guys, just to sum it up, the owner doesn't give a shit, the manager doesn't give a shit, and there's only a few of the players actually give a shit about the football club. And what does that amount to? Well, one word, relegation. And I think if we go down this time, guys, we will stay down. That's all about it. So in terms of the takeover update, according to reports, according to my sources, the Saudis still want the football club. They still want it. It's still within their grasp, they believe, and they will not give up until they get it, which is fair enough. But when that happens, guys, we don't know. It's still in the pipeline, but we don't know. So that's the takeover update there as well. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to wrap it up there. But like I say, guys, if you want to see more of my videos, then feel free to subscribe to my channel. And be great to have you on board. And please leave a comment underneath. What do you think of Mike Ashley's running of the football club? What do you reckon of Steve Bruce and the players? Where do you think we're going to finish this season? Have you heard anything else that the takeover might be happening or not happening? Let me know. Come and talk to Marty the Mad Magpie. I'll answer as many of your comments as I can. And I'll catch up with you guys soon. And hope if you're watching the England game tonight, enjoy it. And enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. And I will catch up with you all soon. Okay? So have a good Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and enjoy the England match tonight if you're watching it. All the best.